Welcome back to 180 with Tay. And this whole podcast is about not drinking so much so frequently. So I do feel a little bit sad to say that being sober has been low-key pretty boring. And like I know that that's the draw to alcohol, is that it's fun. But it's just I'm not going out because one, there's alcohol everywhere I go, and two, I'm just not strong enough to resist the urge to drink. Like I have been going out for birthdays and stuff like during the day and doing day activities. That's all fine and dandy, but I know that if people start partying and it gets late, I'm going to want to party too. So I have literally not been going out at all just to avoid the temptation because I just want to get dry January completed. I want to complete dry January. I know I messed up in the beginning, but so be it. I want to complete this, right? And so for not going out, I have been having this incredible FOMO, and I have been always trying to get over my FOMO problems like my whole life because I'm an only child. So I've always had this fear of missing out, and it's just a lot of internal growth that is having to be had in that stance because it's not going to be like that forever. I'm not always going to need to be drinking when I go out, and if other people, whatever. So my FOMO is something I'm having to get back with and realize it's not that serious. So another kind of unfortunate thing I did notice is that some activities that always were accompanied with alcohol, I don't even find as enjoyable as I did. Like some art projects I started, I didn't even want to finish because I was like the creative juices weren't flowing, and usually I would be like taking shots in between art or have a glass of wine with my art. And when I was trying to paint or whatever, I wasn't like, at the time I wasn't sitting there and I was like, oh, I'm not doing well, or this isn't turning out good because I'm not drinking. That's not how I was looking at it. But since I'm being so aware of like everything, I noticed that I didn't really like get in the flow with my artistic abilities, and my creativity just like wasn't flowing. So that was a little bit unfortunate, but I think I'm just like really, really aware of myself since I'm sober. And when I say that, because like I was so aware of what I was doing with this art that I just was like, this isn't any good. And I just kept painting over it. And then I eventually gave up. But I'm just so aware of like my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, my body, the activities that I'm doing. I'm just like so aware. And I know that's a good thing, but it's just, I just don't know. Like, I know that alcohol clouds things. Like, for instance, one cool thing that I have noticed from being sober is I've been getting these like really cool nostalgic feelings. Like it'll be like from music, or it'll be a random thought that triggers a memory, and like I can visually see it in my brain, and it isn't something that I've thought about for so long, and it's just that's been happening pretty frequently. So that has been really cool to experience. It's almost like, since I'm not drinking for an extended period of time, that it's like the alcohol is like unclouding, or the fact that there's no alcohol is like unclouding my brain. So that's been really cool. And so it's a good time for booze cues. Booze cues is where listeners ask questions and I answer them. And yes, it's me answering them, but you can answer them for yourself and kind of ponder the thought, right? So someone asked, what would it take for you to never drink or smoke again? Like what amount of money or whatever it may be. And so let's talk about this, because this would be never drinking and never drinking anything of any type, or never smoking ever again for the rest of your life. For me, it would need to be something so exquisite, and that's just right now, just in this moment, the way I feel. I don't want to not drink ever again. So for me to never drink ever again, I would need like the man of my dreams, who also does not drink or smoke either, that is ready to just like travel the world with me and never ever cheat on me. It would have to be like something so exquisite like that, like somebody to travel the world with, that I fall in love with, that I can have for the rest of my life and nobody else, and neither of us drink, so it's not even necessary. That's just like, that would be my answer right now. And like having somebody to be sober with me for the rest of forever would definitely help. So what would it take for you to never drink or never smoke again? Think about it. So I only have one more question for Booze Cues, and I have touched on this before. And the question is, if you could go back in time and give your 18-year-old self advice, what would it be? And I know I've answered this before, but I just have like more to add to it basically. So I would have told myself that I didn't need to pick right back up where I left off when I moved back to Arizona. I left Arizona, well, I got taken out of Arizona in a sense, for a good reason. I was going down a dark path. And so I went to Ohio, and when I graduated college, I went to Germany for 2 weeks and moved right back to Arizona and kind of just like got right back into all the partying. And I had all of the opportunity to, you know, build a life and go up in a company and basically build a future. And instead I chose partying, and like constant partying and all types of partying. And I kind of just ended up eventually losing myself. And it was a very long journey and it's obviously still happening, is me finding myself again. I had got so caught up that I just like lost myself, and you know, it does happen. And I finally, in the middle of 2020, started realizing, holy shit, I have a problem, and like, let's fucking fix this. And here we are. So now it's 2022, and obviously in more than a year's time, lots of good things have happened. So what a better time for tips, tricks, and what the fuck is this? So tips, tricks, and what the fuck is this? Number 9. I have a good one for today because I use it so often, and I use it for like everything. So tips, tricks, and what the fuck is this? Number 9 is set your intentions. And like, I know that not everybody's really ready to have the conversation about affirmations and manifestations, even though it is definitely a conversation that needs to be had. But like, setting your intentions is something that you can do to help live your best life every single day. And it works for anything. It works for near and far, like for today, tomorrow, however many weeks, months, days in the future that you want to worry about. Like, you can write. So here's the trick, right? So the trick is like, actually make a list. Write down the shit you want in a way that you're excited for it to happen. So it's kind of like a to manifest list is what I've heard them be called, instead of like a to-do list. So for example, the main thing that's like been getting me through this month of dry January and not drinking is having this list that I made myself for January. So for example, I'm going to be able to stay sober all month. It'll be an amazing tolerance break. Alcohol and everything is going to be there when I'm done. I'm going to see incredible improvements in different areas of my life. I'm going to learn self-control this month, and I'm going to feel good every day because I'm not drinking, right? So those are things that I reverted back to, like anytime I felt like, shit, I would rather be drinking tonight, or I would rather go hang out with my friends and go get fucked up. Like, it's just something I could revert back to and be like, I set these goals. I'm excited to be able to say I did them once I get to the end. And once I made that list, I also made like a list of things I want to learn while I'm not drinking, and things I want to do while I have all this extra time, and how much money I'm going to save, and how much weight I could potentially lose, and all the shit I'm going to get done. And like, all of those things are things I could be excited about. So that's really helpful, right? So by setting your intentions and making these to manifest lists, like, it just helps with my mindset, and it also helps me be super confident, like with my decisions, because they're clear and concise and written down. So, never hurts to try. So tips, tricks, and what the fuck is this? Number 9 is setting your intentions. So all I can really say is like, just do your best. Like, that's all I'm doing is just doing my best. And like, I'm doing what's comfortable and also what makes me happy. Like, only do what you feel is making you comfortable, makes you happy. Like, you're doing what is right for you and you're doing everything right. Like, the world works, the universe works in your favor. So no matter what, like, everything is working out how it should. Like, everything happens for a reason. So like, forget about the world and what everyone else is doing, and like, you're doing your best. So just keep doing your best. I'm going to keep trying to do my best, and let's get it. I'll see you next time.